Welcome back to another cool tool show and tell. Today my special guest is Tyler Winegarner. Tyler is a video producer, a video editor, a videographer, and a maker specializing in electronics and digital fabrication. Tyler, thanks for joining me today, and what did you bring to show us this time?
All right, so today we're taking a look at one of my favorite and really simple tools, but finds use in my shop all the time. So this is the Gerber EAB Lite, which is a, well, if you see, it's just a carrier for one of these trapezoidal utility blades, but it's really compact. You know, like the normal size reference is that it really easily fits into like the coin pocket of your jeans. I guess that makes it qualify as one of those everyday carry sort of items. The other thing I really like about this over other utility blade carriers is that because the blade is held in with this lock screw, that means that the entire thing, once you have the blade out, just feels like a single solid piece. I mean, obviously it's not a solid piece, but there's no wiggling or wobbling around. Normally the blade in a utility blade carrier is just kind of held in place by sort of like a spring-loaded thing, and if you move it around, it'll still rattle. There's no rattling in this, so when you're cutting, the blade's not going to wander at all. It's just really solidly held in place. Because of the design of it, it's really easy to get the blade out just with one hand, and then you can also collapse it again with one hand. The blade locks in place with this little tab here. And then you just press that down, and then it can just easily fold back into place. One mild modification I have made to this is that when you get this and you take it out of the package, it has a different screw here to hold the blade into place. It's sort of a wide dome-topped flathead screw with like a really wide slot that I only realized just recently is probably wide, so you can change out blades with just like a coin.
Right.
But I don't know. I got that out of there, and it just, an actual screwdriver, I never really felt like it got a good purchase in there. So I just replaced it with these 2.5 millimeter cap head Allen screws, and it works great. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's a 3 millimeter cap head or cap head screw.
Yeah.
And that just stands a little bit proud enough so that when the blade is folded, there's just enough there to catch my thumb on.
Great. Now, question. Well, first of all, I should probably state this is around $16, so not an expensive tool at all. And the replaceability of the blade seems to be like a big selling point for me too. Like I know a lot of the people who are pocket knife people, they're into sharpening their blades and keeping it up. But for me, something like this, where if it got dull, I could just pop the blade out and pop in a new one, seems like a real big selling point. The other thing I'm thinking about, maybe you can speak to this, is that if I'm ever, part of the reason I don't carry a pocket knife is because I always worry about if I'm boarding a plane or something like that. If I've invested a lot in that pocket knife and have to give it up or modify it or whatever to get where I'm going, I would probably be crying about it. But this tool, not only is it inexpensive and disposable in that way, but I would imagine if you could pop the blade out of this thing, they might let you carry it on a plane or some situation where knives would otherwise not be allowed.
Right. That's two things I definitely love about this. They actually used to be a little bit cheaper, and the price does tend to fluctuate quite a bit. When I first encountered these, they were, I don't know if you shop for them on Amazon, they were around like $7 or $8, but they were always listed as an add-on item. So that was one of the things where you needed to like buy up to $25 worth of stuff before they'd let you buy this thing. Although at times I've also just bought like 5 of them just so that I would always have one around. Because of their small size, they can be easy to lose or forget in a pocket and have it go through the wash a couple of times. But yeah, I've also done the other thing of where I was going to a music venue for a concert and realized, they're checking for weapons at the door, and I was able to unscrew that, toss the blade in a trash can, and then show them like, hey, this was a knife until about 5 seconds ago. Now it's a weird can opener looking thing.
Yeah.
Is that cool? And they're like, yeah, totally. And then let me in.
Yeah, see, that's the selling point for me, for sure. All right, Tyler, another great recommendation. Thanks for sharing it. You can find a link to this down in the description, and you can find more tools like this over at cool-tools.org. Tyler, thanks again for joining us.
Cool, Donald. Yeah, thanks for having me again, and see you next time.